All right, so JR just joined. All right, and the recording is on, so here we go. So the awareness group, this is our February meeting. Thank you everybody again for joining. And so let's see here. So we got our attendees here. If I'm missing anybody, feel free to let me know. And our agenda. So we're going to review our primary goals like we always do. We're going to discuss the previous leaders meeting, and there's something else regarding that too. I think I have on the slide though. And then we're going to talk about our progress since the last meeting, set our goals for next month, or at least review them, and keep our eye on our long-term goals so that we are always chatting it, keeping it in our vision, and discuss DNN Summit very briefly, and have our open forum. So here we go. All right. So primary goals, do at least 2 things a month. It's like just looking at the Slack channel, looks like everybody for the most part is like really on top of that, which is awesome. So thank you very much for that. This last month has been especially busy for me, so I really appreciate everybody's help. And we're doing that so we can generate a snowball effect, right? So like we shouldn't be doing 100 things, but we should be doing 2 things, and maybe at least 2 things rather. And one of the things we do is always trying to encourage somebody else to do something else, right? Like even if it's just one, so we can create that snowball effect and get this stuff out of control in a good way. And then keeping in constant contact, which we clearly have done so far in Slack. So thank you for that. We're having a lot of activity there. Let's see here. Meeting review. So
for anybody else, did anybody else hear that?
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
Oh man.
Heard what?
A lot of feedback.
Really? Okay, so I don't hear that on my end, and I have a headset in.
It was probably because you were talking at the same time.
Is somebody else like using speakers and a desk mic or something like that?
This was more like a out of control static and kind of CB radio kind of thing going on.
How long was it going on for?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Not much.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was only me talking, so it wasn't anything important. So just keep in constant contact. All right. Yeah, so we had our previous leadership meeting. We talked, everybody, all the leaders, we presented budgets and goals to Andy, and we, he had good feedback, but we still have some work to do in terms of like massaging it to get to be to the way where he wants it to be. So we kind of basically presented like, we want to make all this happen, and here's a budget for it all, and you'll find the slide box. So you can review that if you'd like. But basically, I broke things down into 3 initiatives: monitoring, growth, and participation, and put things that were in there and just put some sort of budget to it, and so that way we can review it and discuss it in detail. So yeah, so basically the summary for it is it's not going to be cheap. And all of us leaders, we did something very similar, and so the the budget for it overall was kind of large, and so we have some work to do to figure out like where he wants us to be and figure out where we need to be and trying to somehow meet in the middle. So we're still working on that. Okay, and something else that we did, actually it might have been yesterday, maybe the day before, we had a meeting with Sean. So one of the things I was charged with since our last meeting was trying to get, trying to find out if Arrow will open source the hotcakes tools. Oh, and Jeremy's joining. We'll update our attendee list. There we go. So basically, Arrow said yes. They're willing and wanting to make the hotcakes community tools open source, and that's important for us because there's a lot of code that we can repurpose for things like the dashboard, and getting a new leaderboard up on the DNN site that is functional and accurate. And so we recorded the meeting, but he basically walked us all through the things that while I was there, we worked on together to get those tools up there. So there's a lot of cool things about like, you know, a showcase that's automated and self-service. Same thing with like a partner program that's points-based, based upon things that are happening in the community. There was, you know, the leaderboard itself that's connected to various sources such as, you know, GitHub. So it's like tracking commits and issues, and people getting, you know, community points for that. And then, you know, showing who's, you know, what the top 10 is, and you can filter through that. And see, I'm missing a tool. Oh, yeah, there's like a kind of like a user group tool, kind of. And then also like a where in the world are people community map. So we reviewed all that. We recorded it all. And Mark is coming back in. Let me update that. Well, actually, he was already in. I guess he's reconnecting. Yeah, so we recorded that. There's a video for that. I have a copy of the video, and so I haven't released it yet because I have to mask some of the values, because there's like queries in there that we probably don't want having out in the wild. And there's also some secret keys that we don't want to have in the wild. I was working on that the same day, and after about an hour and a half of the masks not really working, I put that down for a little bit, and I'll return to that at another time. But I fully intend to release that video so that way, not in a public manner, I don't think, but definitely so at least our group can see it. Yeah, so the community tools, so we reviewed the tools with Sean. Will is going to try and get the video up. And our next steps with that is we, you know, as a group, we all agreed that like this is definitely something, you know, at least some of like leaderboard stuff and whatnot, we definitely want to see that open source because we can see a lot of value and us continuing to improve that and then using that for the community. So Sean will get some tools open source. All right. At least one or two of you were part. There's Mark again trying to come in. At least one or two of you were in that meeting. Is there anything I'm missing from that?
No, I think that was that pretty much covers it.
Okay, yeah, it was good stuff. Okay, so champions updates, dashboard. Jay, Jeremy, and myself. We shared some information on that, but I don't think we really moved anywhere on that. I didn't expect us to have a whole lot of progress with DNN Summit coming up, and I mean that for kind of everything except for maybe the blogs and the videos. But yeah, Jay and Jeremy, did you have any other updates about the dashboard? I know we discussed like just like some pie in the sky type stuff, but I don't think we really did much else, right?
Yeah, no, just startup only.
Yeah, no action to speak of.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you. Joe, Tracy's not here, and Lucas is not here. I'm guessing I mean, I think he already committed to. Wait, Joe's not on here, is he? Let me pop this open. I don't think he made it. No, he's not on here. Yeah, so I think he already committed to like saying nothing's going to happen between until after DNN Summit. So, user group program. We didn't have any additional traction on that except I shared all of the wireframes that I did last year with David, and so we shared that with the group, and so we kind of discussed that a bit. And David, there you go. You didn't realize the channel exists. So there's already been a lot of work on that, but that work happened last year. So we haven't had any additional traction on that, and we don't need this one here anymore. There we go. All right, hashtag usage social. David, Clint, do we have any specific updates about like increasing social activity?
David gave a guy a E5 upgrade, and the guy was like, had a very positive response to that. So we got a lot of good traction on that yesterday. I mean, he was like, hey, I've never asked for anything from the DNN community before, and I am very impressed with the quick response. And he was just giving shout outs. So, I mean, as far as hashtag, I think it's just, you know, DNN, DNN CMS, DNN Summit. But I will say that I think the activity has increased a little bit, probably related to DNN Summit coming up as well.
But also the DNN awareness Twitter handle, and the bot that retweets the hashtag. I think that in general is I could provide some stats on that. I didn't really think about doing that before the meeting, but I can try to log in here in a minute and maybe give an update on that.
And also, Will, regarding the community showcase, I've got some updates on that whenever you're ready.
Okay. So the DNN awareness bot is up and running. Increased activity from DNN Summit. New team member. Introduction. Had great experience. There we go.
They will, for what it is worth, because it is a combination of DNN Summit and promotion. We started an email campaign to 39,805 active DNN site users. The first message went out, I believe, yesterday, and we'll do 3 messages to them, one at the beginning of the show and one after the show. That's hitting every site that's active in the U.S.
Is that JR?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you sent out a newsletter to everybody? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I got 15 of them.
Yeah, me too. We're working on figuring out how to mitigate that.
That's okay. More the merrier.
So Will, I just turned on analytics, Twitter analytics for the account. So I'm trying to figure out kind of what's the best thing to share here. If anybody's familiar with Twitter analytics, I can be happy to try to.
You want to show it real quick?
I can. I'm trying to figure out what it. I honestly have never even looked at Twitter analytics before, so this is all a little bit new to me. Oh, I'm having to download an app in order to share the screen. So let me.
Okay. Well, while you do that, because that might take a moment. Let's see here. That's good for that. So blogs. We had a bunch of blogs this last month, haven't we?
Yeah. David has strung some here lately. I'm just trying to pull the site up. It's been a lot of theming, like Jeff Barlow, Poindexter, Hammond has a theme. I wrote one on IIS gotchas. So yeah, we've got some activity a lot on the front end.
Nice. It's good that we're getting more activity on the theming side. I like that. David, did you shut it down? Is Adderson sleeping? It looked like he was sleeping.
Not yet. I'm just static.
Just comfortable there.
I'm not sure if we lost David. All right, so blogs are good.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, the app caused me to disconnect and reconnect, so sorry about that.
Okay.
Trying to get the screen over here now.
Vishens, how are you doing over there? There you go, see your screen.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but not sure what to see. If anybody knows how to navigate this Twitter analytics, be happy to follow your lead.
So we got a bunch of profile visits, 2 mentions, and we're trending up for followers.
And as far as tweet, I don't know if it's because I just turned this on, but it's not logging all these retweets and stuff yet. So I'm assuming that's what's messing that up. So hopefully next time we'll have some actual numbers to look at.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see this after the first month of this being turned on, and especially the second month. Maybe we'll be able to compare.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never even navigated this before. This is interesting to see.
Yeah, me either. This is all new to me.
I think they added it all within the last year, or at least overhauled it.
Yeah, so it looks like there's more to explore there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'll take a good tour through this and see if I can come up with a good standard way to report each time we meet.
All right, sounds good. Let's bring me again. Share my screen. There we go. All right, so we just talked about blogs, YouTube tutorials or videos. So, Don, I think it was you. You had a bunch of videos, right, that you did?
Yes, exactly. Put out 3 of them. I posted them on Slack on the videos channel. The links that are there for you to take a look at. My intent has always been to promote awareness rather than teach how to do something because of the need to grow the base. I don't think people want to know how to do something necessarily, but they want to be aware that they could do something, and then the next stage. So the first step was to just say, did you know that DNN is being used here, 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 and here? And so I made 3 different videos. I used Clint's showcase page, went through there, found some people, some name dropping, one of which the Little Caesars folks. Everybody knows Little Caesars Pizza, so I did a quick little thing for them. A couple of others that lend themselves to be, give a quick little witty catchphrase, like the Missouri tourist folks, and they're the show me states, or show me the code, that kind of a thing. You're welcome to please take a look at these, see what you think. The next thing is how to get them out there in the world. And then once they're out there, and this probably we'll cover this in a moment, is what do you do with somebody once they're hooked? Where do you send them to after they've watched that and said, yeah, I'm interested in DNN, what about it? We need to send them to a place. My suggestion was to create some page out there that further explains what DNN is and why they want to be a part of the DNN community. And then from there, they can jump off to all kinds of places, wikis and other pages, and the showcase page and user group pages or wherever. But we need to have one central place to hook them. So that's when I created this other page. I don't know how much you want to talk about that here, or you want to talk about that when we talk about the DNN homepage. Well, you're already talking. Go ahead.
Let me ask a quick question, Don. And there might be a reason already, and I might not just be aware of that. But why is that those videos are not in the DNN YouTube channel? Is there any reason for that, to separate them out? I mean,
yes, Anderson. The only reason is that I wanted you folks to see it first, so I just posted them on my Vimeo channel, which is not a public channel or anything. It's just a place for me to store things, and I put them there for you to see. Once I got some feedback from you that, yeah, you like this, let's move forward, then yes, I would like to see them on the and someone will need to help me with this, is to put them on the DNN channel so that they're grouped with the rest of the stuff.
So, or when you say DNN channel, we're talking about like the DNN Corp channel?
Frankly, I don't know where to put them. They're, as long as they're online and accessible, I don't really care where they're stored. But if it does make sense to group them with someplace else, then sure, go ahead, we'll put them up there.
Oh, yeah. Clint, I don't know if that's something that, I mean, I guess it's like not a big deal, right? Or because it's really.
I would not think it would be a big deal. I do have access to upload videos to the DNN YouTube channel, and I would feel like we would be happy to do that, right? I can discuss it with Dennis. I don't think he will object. I just didn't want to instantly say, oh, yeah, we'll put them out there, because I didn't want people to, I didn't want Don to think, oh, we're trying to, steal what you've done and use it on DNN's channel. But I think
no, it's an open source video. Happy to have put it out there. You're welcome to use it, take advantage of it. I'd love to do more of those, just exactly the same basic format, and look for other websites that would be catch attention. And I'll do exactly the same kind of a video and put it out there, and you can put them on the DNN channel. I just didn't want to presuppose that DNN Corp was what's the even word for that? Condoning it, not condoning it, supporting it. But if you guys do support it, please, by all means, let's put them there.
Yeah, and I know there's going to be not a conflict, but there's probably going to be some at least concern around how these videos are messaged and whether or not they match the brand. There might be something around that, Clint. And so what might be cool is, maybe there's a channel on the DNN, or I don't remember what you call it, or playlist on the DNN, on the DNN thing where it's community videos. So and it's described there that these are videos that aren't by DNN, but by the community that DNN is, pushing out there. So that might be a way to do it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Don, I'll tell you what, I'll make a follow-up item of getting with you and Dennis on an email or something, and we'll figure out. My guess is that he'll love them and will want to find a way to, promote them more. On your Vimeo channel, do you have it set where I could go and download those files?
I could do that. I really, frankly, don't know if I've set it up that way, but I could certainly do that.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I'll the ball's in my court with that one, and I'll follow up on it.
All right. So beyond Don's videos, were there any other videos done? Any tutorials? I'm kind of looking towards Addison, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, as usual, every week I put one out. I come up with my own agenda of what people are asking, what people are talking about. Sometimes they.
Anyone hear me?
Hey, Patience. Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that. Been fighting for that. Finally, I've been listening to you, but I couldn't speak. Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, you reconnected a few times, so I knew you were troubleshooting things. It's a pleasure to have
you. For that.
Yeah, that's what I've been following. I mean, if any one of you guys have at any point in time come across something that, hey, maybe this could be a good topic for a tip. I mean, if you want to, drop me an email, send me a note. By all means, I would love to put one out as well, outside of my head and outside of my direct contact.
All right. Yeah. So if anybody has any ideas for those videos, we got the video Slack channel, so feel free to throw them in there. And that's actually a really good point. If you know that either you can't or won't, or you don't feel like you have that expertise or tools to do videos, what have you, but you do have an idea, I wish there was a video doing X, Y, and Z. Feel free to put that in there. Somebody else can pick that up and run with it. All right.
Hey, I don't know if you want to put this in right now, but we had started a conversation about the what to do with the video once you watch it. And in the case of Adderson's, the whole idea there is you learn a new technique and you jump onto your own website and you implement that technique. Those are awesome. As far as building awareness, getting other people that only just learned about or heard of DNN and asked what that's about, or if they got hooked with the videos that I created, where to send them next. And that was the point I was making earlier, and you said you'd like to continue it on. So would you like to continue that here?
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that, Don?
All right. So the whole idea of putting those videos, the very short things, is to have them so that certainly grouping them together in a DNN Corp channel is great, but as far as putting them out there, my thought was that they need to be tossed onto Facebook. So the video itself needs to be tossed onto Facebook, so that because of Facebook's rule that if it's stored on their server, it'll autoplay. then when people are scrolling, they're caught by a video starting to run on their screen, and they start watching it, and then they say, oh, what's this about? And they want to click. The big question is, where do they go to click? And I didn't have any place for them to send them. I wanted to just send them to dnnsoftware.com, but I made this point last week that when you go to dnnsoftware.com, frankly, you're being sold Evoke. That's great. I mean, I can understand why, but that's all there is. There is one point after the other about using Evoke. So you've completely missed, and there's a total disconnect about the open source world of DNN on the homepage of DNN Software. I didn't want to send them there. So there was talk, and Clint had asked for some ideas and designs, and I started thinking about it. So the other night I created a website. It's called dnn-connects.us, and I put the link in the video channel. And the idea of that page is pretty much mirroring other open source based sites. Basically, it starts by saying we love DNN, and what do all these sites have in common? They're all built on the DNN platform. It looks like Will is heading there right now, so you could take a look and see what it looks like. It says this is the DNN platform. This is the DNN ecosystem. Here's a couple examples, and I dropped those videos in that I did. Here's the DNN community. Here's the jumping points, basically, and then get started with DNN. Join us. So the idea of this page is that jumping point to send them into various places, but at least get them oriented to DNN as an open source community. The tool is there. It's built by DNN Corporate. They also have Evoke. Choose what you want. If you're interested in the open source, here are places to go.
Hey, I'll be first to say this looks fantastic. I like the way it's organized. Great job.
Thank you. I won't take all the credit. I literally stole pretty much the flow of it from WordPress.
Now I'm heartbroken, but okay.
Well, and you know if you copy from folks that are doing pretty good for themselves, then why not? I don't think there's any harm in that.
Yeah, still all the good ideas.
Literally, the picture that you see at the bottom of the screen here, the DNN community, that's from the WordPress site. We got to get that off of there.
I believe it's not filled with WordPress.
Picture at Summit. Let's get everybody.
Hey, Don.
Take a picture.
Don,
yes.
for right now, there's a great picture from DNN Connect. They do a great job of taking a group photo every year. So you could grab that off of either their Facebook page, or I think it's probably on the website as well somewhere. But it's a very nice image that would work in that area.
Sure, great.
Obviously, somebody at the summit next week needs to take the lead on getting a very large, as large as possible, group photo again.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the freezing ass snow. All right.
Let's go to the hotel where it's warm.
Yeah, we'll have
it's 58 degrees there. Come on.
All right. Is there anything? So we don't have a whole lot of time to get through all the other stuff. So is there anything like I like what you've done here, Don, and I think we all agree that like that's a nice way to get that all put together. And I don't have any problem with the pointing there. Because it's connecting everybody with all the different areas. It's a nice little, like I think you said, jumping points. Like it's almost like that portal thing that people used to do back in the past.
That's the concept.
Yeah, that's good stuff. But my only comment is it is only an HTML site. It probably should be DNN, even though it's overkill.
What was that? I didn't get that. What was it about HTML and DNN?
It is. It looked like it was HTML.
No, when you looked at your built with, DNN was first on the list. So.
Really? I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. I looked right over it. Never mind.
Gosh,
I told you I was sleepy. All right.
Frankly, I started using David's quick theme. So David and we need to talk about it because I would love to use the quick theme on that. I stumbled on something and it was late at night, and I said I really want to show this, and I don't want to wake him up at 2 in the morning. So I just grabbed another free one from DNN Consulting, the Netherlands guy. He gave out a brand new Strat 4 site. So I just grabbed that. But we'll switch it over. Of course, it's DNN.
So for a video idea, Adderson, you and David, like, you might want to get together on your next, like, meeting thing that you do. It might be good to have MV Quick Team highlighted.
No, I mentioned to David already that once I'm back from DNN Summit, I'll be doing one about MV Quick Team,
Yeah, well,
Hey, Will.
I was just thinking, with like David coming out with that, and with Jeff Barlow releasing, his with CSS Grid. Like, if anybody's sitting around like saying, "Oh, I want to make videos, but I'm not sure what," I think the developer group would love if some awareness people said, "Hey, these guys are coming out with themes. I'm going to make videos on, unboxing or how to." First steps with it, because that would kind of amplify what they're doing, and I think we could get a good synergy like that. So if you've got like Camtasia and you're looking for something to do, grab some of the stuff these guys are building and just make a couple of videos.
Yeah, do module reviews, like anything, theme reviews. All right, so let's get moving with the next step. I think we have at least a little bit of direction on that. Tracy and Lucas did not show up, did they? I don't think they're here.
Lucas is in chat right now.
Yeah, I know I saw him in Slack. Okay, so we don't have an update on that yet, but yeah. So new updated extensions. Jay, have you had any time to do anything with that?
Just some brainstorming. The only thing I can come up with as far as ideas is to do like a module contest. But, we used to kind of do that in the past, where we do theme contests and module contests and get some kind of reward for the whoever won the contest. And I guess I kind of need to find out what we can offer in terms of rewards. Maybe that falls into that whole budget discussion, but I don't know, monetary reward or a license to evoke or something like that. But so that's about the best I can come up with right now as far as getting, incentivizing the community to release more stuff.
And what about what Matt Rutledge is working on in the developer group? He's trying to build out like a new, framework or way of building extensions. Maybe we could try to build something with his. David, what's he working on? Something like
he's using Yeoman to scaffold out SPA and MVC modules. So he's a pretty good long ways away. Yeah, spelled. I think it's MEN though.
Okay, so but we couldn't. He's not at a point where we could potentially come out with some new module using his, or maybe Daryl Tunnell's way of doing it.
Are you talking about like a Visual Studio template, like what Chris Duck used to do?
Well, no, it's getting away from the reliance on that full IDE. It's using modern tooling and all that. And I'm sorry, Will, it is MAN. You were right to start with.
Okay.
Jeez.
Anyway, hey, Will, this is Jay again. I gotta jump off. I gotta get another call, but I'll catch up with you later.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Let's see here. Homepage messaging. I think we bridged that a little bit, right? So we only have 15 minutes left, and we got some other stuff to get through. So a curriculum. Clint, me, David, not Lucas, because he's not here. I don't think we've done anything on that one over the past month, right?
The only thing is I've been having meetings with Tracy about his DNN Training Academy and kind of looking into that. But as far as us creating stuff for schools, I have not done anything.
Okay. And the last thing was what? Theme creation, but we don't have anybody to give us an update on that right now. So let's move on because I want to respect everybody's time. So next thing is awareness monthly goals. I think we kicked our monthly goals in the face this last time. So like we knocked down that wall pretty well. Like, our monthly goals, 5 blogs, articles, and 2 YouTube tutorials. We probably need to set a metric for extensions. because if we don't have something to kind of shoot at, we don't know if we're hitting it, right? So we probably want to think of, as we move forward, additional metrics so we can help keep each other, help keep our targets set, right? And that will also go along with when we continue to move forward with the dashboard. We have something to have a baseline, like our community always has a goal of doing this, and are we meeting that? And then the trends and so on. But that's a whole nother conversation. So by the end of Q1, having a training course out there somewhere, at least one, and then 5 updated open source extensions throughout the quarter. I think that's a very low metric. I think we could really do a lot more than that, but we'll figure that out moving forward. And then our long-term goals. So for the first half of 2018, I think we're going to at least double, maybe triple the blog article thing. Tutorial videos, that's probably the same story. And we should hopefully have 2 training courses out there in the wild, and at least 10 updated extensions, and then that doubles by the end of the year. All right. So DNN Summit, who's going?
See you there.
I am.
I'll be there.
Ederson.
Yeah, I heard a whole bunch of voices. Me.
Don will be there.
All right. Who am I missing?
Mark.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you, Mark. I think last time I saw you was in where is it? It was Northeast, Baltimore.
JR will be there too.
JR just jumped in.
Anybody else? Okay, that's it. All right. So I know Joe's going to be there, so I'm going to put his name in there. And I don't know anybody else. So we're not going to see. Well, Jay's not on here. Jeremy, you're not going to be able to make it.
No, unfortunately, too much going on and down 2 staff members.
Well, that's tough. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, it's a hop, skip, and jump for you. All right. That's too bad. All right, next time. All right, so is there any news or anything that we need to discuss about DNN Summit? I know we have an in-person meeting. We're just going to kind of chat it up and probably drink something, an adult beverage most likely. Anything else we need to discuss around DNN Summit since it's literally around the corner? Any initiatives we should work on? Maybe like videos? Maybe we could do some live streams? Anything that we can do? We are the awareness group.
Will there be any time for the awareness group to say anything, like as a group that we're doing this, not just us, but the 4 groups?
Kind of. So the keynotes I know are going to both have some sort of section to highlight the fact that all these groups exist and what they do. So I know that's going to happen. As a group, I don't think there's any opportunity, and I don't think we need to, but I don't think there's any opportunity for us to each member or a member from each group to go out there and say something. At least it doesn't seem that way, but it is going to be something that's highlighted. And I would guess, because one of the things that we like to do is highlight that, hey, Don's part of this group, and give recognition, right? So I would imagine that the announcements will come with some sort of recognition.
Not even for the recognition, but how about just 15 seconds, and you can have one of those little awareness videos up there, just to get everybody psyched that we're talking about DNN.
I don't know. I'm not part of the logistics for that. So I don't know how to answer that.
Did we lose Clint? Is he going, or I haven't heard that he?
This is Clint. I'm on meeting. I am not going to Summit. We just had a baby. Hadn't slept in a couple of days. The baby was scheduled to be due during DNN Summit, so I'm going to be here. Playing the daddy role. But as far as getting videos on screen, we've had a couple people email in requesting that type of thing. That would be something that Cassidy and Mitchell and the DNN Summit team, which I'm a part of, would need to green light or discuss. I mean, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. It would just be a matter of, when would it make sense and when can we fit it in and things like that. So maybe we can bring it up to them.
All right, sounds good.
But yeah, it'll be first year in I think 11 years or 10 years without going to a conference. That's why I'm trying to make DNN Connect if possible.
We can Skype with you. You can show off the little one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd love to do that. You guys need to tweet a lot, post pictures and stuff so I can kind of be there in spirit, I guess.
I'm going to put on my my Clint blocker. All right. So I just want to put that in your minds, like those of us that are going, there's things that we can do while we're there to help increase awareness. And these are always the best times to do it because there's a bunch of people that end up saying it and they're like, dang, I should have went. And that's going to include Clint this time.
Just want to quickly mention, Will, that I was thinking of, that would be useful for maybe the next DNN Summit or even DNN Connect to interview a few people, participating in the event, not the usual suspects, but people that are just going to the event and why they decided to go, their thoughts about, why someone else should go to the event. I mean, what was the best that they, to do a quick interview with some of the participants, But again, I'm not saying that I will commit to that, but I'm thinking about doing something like that.
Yeah, I used to do that a long time ago. It's been a while though. I think there's a bunch of those from when I was at the Chicago event. We did a bunch of those. And yeah, those are always well received. And it's especially good with the people that nobody's heard of before, right? Those are probably that's probably the best approach to that. Getting them involved. People love to be interviewed, even though when they say they don't, but they do. All right, so DNN Summit. From there, we're going to move on to open forum. Is there anything else that we need to bring up before we end the meeting? We got 8 minutes.
Well, Will, so this is Clint. I do have something I could show for the showcase page.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to see it. Also, I was just thinking when Don was, talking about didn't know where to send the people and the DNNconnects.us site, which, Don, I think is awesome that you took the initiative to do that. I gotta download an app here to share my screen. Okay. I think it may kick me off and I may have to rejoin. But I'm wondering if redesigning the homepage of DNN software. I think we all agree we probably need to do that. But then it's a matter of okay, well, how long is that going to take to actually pull off? So it's if we need somewhere for them to jump, should we create a community landing page on the main site? And if so, we could populate that. I'm going to install this Join Me EXE and then probably reconnect so I can share my screen. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. While Clint is doing that for the rest of you, that was my intent is to have some place for people to go, and if to go on to go to DNN software and they get that same message. Is perfectly good with me. I think that's a great idea, and I do understand that with a larger group of people, like the corporation and the marketing folks, and talking about making sure that it all conforms and things like that, that there's a lot of delays. So I needed to put something up there that made sense and was conforming to at least Sprocket website's rules, and so that's why it's there. Happy to reroute people to DNN Software/community or DNNsoftware.com's homepage, where it should be once it's ready there. And maybe at some point the DNN Connects.us doesn't even have to be there.
Can y'all hear me? All right.
Yep.
I'm getting an echo. I got to put this headset in. Be away from me. Okay.
So while Clint's getting that set up, one of the things I wanted to bring up before the end of the meeting is we have those areas that we have champions for, people doing things to increase awareness in certain areas like the speaker program, dashboard, user group, videos, and so on. I know there's at least a couple people on the call that hasn't yet decided to champion something, and I just wanted to put it out there. If you do want to champion something, please let me know, and then I'll put you on the list and get you added to the right spot, so that way you can work on that.
Okay, select which window to share. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you and we can see it.
Okay, headset.
That looks pretty.
Which device do you want? So are you guys getting an echo?
I'm not, no.
No.
Okay. All right, so you can see my screen now with the, this here?
Yep.
Anybody know how I
Yes.
go full
Option
screen?
1.
I'm trying to figure out how to go full screen, and I'm not good with this.
Click the present on the right.
Present on the right. Okay, there we go. All right, so just so you guys know, and Adderson, I did watch your DNN Hero videos, as I watch all of them, okay? And I saw where you're saying, maybe there'd be better ways we could do this. What you didn't know is that I had already started this process in the back end, and I know that Sean's got the module that goes out and verifies it's a DNN site, things like that. So this may have to be tied in with that at some point in the future. But anyways, I just want to show you guys what I'm going through now. I'm expecting updates on this either today or tomorrow from the designer that I'm working with. Okay, so these are various options. Don't flip your lid on any of them, because this is just like the starting process. But anyways, you can see this option 1 here on the top left, where we've got filters, industry, version, and I'm just going to toggle through. So the designer is kind of giving us notes about like what is going on here. So it's kind of like a masonry layout, and you see where he says we have a hero image, which is the one going across the top. Search filters, which would allow for searching and sorting, and then, masonry layout, which you guys understand. When you mouse over on the image, it gets darker. And again, this is all in option 1. And then you could click to learn more or visit, and you'll see the modal here shortly. Now, this filter area, which may be kind of difficult for you to see, one thing that feedback we're getting is like people want to know, like, hey, what modules were used on sites, or various tags. And the designer, I told him we would like to be able to filter by these. So imagine when you submit a site, you could say, hey, this is my personal blog site. It runs on Azure. I'm using live blog. Things like that, so people could come in and filter. But what I told him was, I was like, all right, this is a good start, but these modules, like, we're going to have thousands of possibilities here. So I told him to update these with like a text box where you could type in a tag similar to how you would on a YouTube video that you're posting. So this is not what it will be in the end. This is just us kind of working through the process. And then, so this is option 2. It's just a different hero image, and he has, I think, let's see, the filters, I think, are the same there. It may be a little different. No, I think it wasn't too much difference there. Option 3, which I like this one because it spans the full, width. And then you got hero to filter text full width, and then the tiled layout. So these, you notice these tiles, like you have a big square, then your horizontal, and then smaller little ones. So, and these were randomized, right? So I kind of like this layout, this option. This is just another one. And then when you hover, you get to learn more and visit. So if you were to click on learn more, and so then he gave us the example of hover. So this is like all the options with various hovers. And, I mean, this really doesn't matter to me. I'm sure we could figure out which one works the best. But so this is the light box, and then he's given 3 light box options. But the point would be that when you submit a site, if somebody clicks on it, they could come here and they can see the name of the site. They could click and go to the site. They can see what you're running, whether it's platform, ebook, whatever, your industry, and then you can see who made the site, right? So you can get credit, a little bit of marketing. They can go, you got your site description, and then you would see the modules that were used on the site, and see how it says marketplace modules. We would link these to the store. So if somebody said, oh, you know, I want to, you could drive conversions or sales on the store here. Again, you got tags, and notice you've got the mobile view and the desktop view, right? So you could toggle to get to a mobile view. And then option 2, same thing, he's just styling them differently here. And then you can see, like, if you were to toggle into the mobile view. So anyways, that is the end of the little PowerPoint, but I just wanted to let you guys know that, and also I've asked the designer to give me an update on the mobile view. Like, this is great for desktop, how would this look on mobile? And he's supposed to be coming back with that. So, you know, we're making a little progress. Lucas wants to join, we will allow that. So what do you guys think about that?
I think that's fantastic, Clint. My personal preferences for the versions, for the listing, I like the style of the header on option 3, but I like the style of the listing from option 1. Like, if those were combined, that would look really nice. But then also a bit of feedback on the modal or the lightbox.
Yeah.
You really can't put the version number of DNN on there because, you know, that'd be a security thing.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's good feedback. Anybody
yeah, that's
else?
great. I love the idea. It's great.
I wrote it in the chat. Flipping awesome.
Well, so the issue will be, well, and I don't know that it's an issue. So, like, right now we're using liquid content to do the site. You know, ultimately, hopefully we could use Sean's module that he's got that, like, goes out and verifies that your site is running DNN. If it's not, then it will remove it from the list. That will make it easier to maintain. But inevitably, we're going to have somebody, which may be me or somebody in this group, to help, like, code this out as far as, like, you know, the JavaScript and filters and things like that. I'm sure we got expertise that can make that happen. But the designer is supposed to submit the HTML and CSS for these layouts. Then we'll just, you know, have to implement them. So I'm thinking that we'll try to do this in liquid content if possible until we're able to get the custom module from Sean and then update the front end like this. So, you know, I may be raising my hand asking for help, but
coming to the platform, right?
Sir?
Liquid content is coming to the platform, right?
Yeah, that is what they say in 9.2.
It's the way of the future. It's great.
Yeah. All right, I won't dominate here. I just wanted to show you what's in progress, and I'll have another update on this. When he gets me the updated view, I will post it into Slack so you guys can download, look at it, or whatever.
One other comment I have, no criticisms. I think it's wonderful. The fact that you're specifying what modules are used will help me in identifying websites of interest. Whereas before, you know, I have to go hunting through the website to see what it did, to say this is a cool thing to talk to people about. This is a very quick way for me to see what would be a good video to make. So, thank you.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, no, appreciate the feedback. I think it also should help drive sales for vendors, you know, because if we force this link right here to be linking to the store, and I don't know if we can do that, but if we did, then obviously, you know, you go to a page, you see a gallery, oh, they're using Live Gallery. Well, you know, you could go instantly and buy that. So again, you got the synergy across the ecosystem.
Yep. Very cool. So we're over time right now, and this is great stuff, Clint. So we can continue talking about that on Slack. I want to give the opportunity for anybody else. Is there anybody? Oh, let me pull the presenter role back.
Yeah. How do I stop sharing here?
You click the same button.
I didn't. The first button was the invite from you.
There we go.
So Addison, what do you think about that? That was some of your feedback in the DNN Hero.
I mean, that's awesome. I was really looking for a way that you could identify who built that, who put that together, because maybe someone would, you know, need to follow up, would want to follow up with whoever put that together. So that was really my point when I was talking about that during the chat.
Right, gotcha. Okay.
You addressed that beautifully there.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm hoping that we can, you know, get that. Once I get the HTML, CSS from the designer, then we'll just have to get to work, and maybe we'll have something you can talk about in a future video.
Awesome.
So is there anything else? Anything up before?
I think 2 people were talking at the same time right then.
Yeah.
And we didn't hear either one of them. So if you just said something, repeat it, please.
I didn't get the same sound, but okay. Well, it sounds like nobody wants to chime in. Going once, going twice. All right. So this video I try to get posted up today, and I got that other video that I'll hopefully get that mask feature working. Maybe if one of you are good at Adobe Premiere, maybe and you might be able to show me what I'm doing wrong. But yeah. So thank you for everything you've done over the past month. For those of you who see at DNN Summit, I'll see you next week. And yeah, let's keep things going, keep the momentum going in Slack and whatnot. So thank you very much for everything you've done, for all your effort and helping the community grow. All right, so enjoy the rest of your day. And if you need anything, you know how to get in touch with me. I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks, all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.